Clausen doesn't it? Oh, here we go. Alright. And then eat. The thermal cameras.
That power
Here.
Yeah, that's what the
Biology degree. Heck yeah.
So it's
about the problems a little bit more. That's what it's a mineralogy project. So it's kind of a mess.
Yeah, we've already.
But you have it.
We get requests. I'm telling you, the company I work for is forensic engineers. So we get people that want to do some GPS. They type it and it flies straight. That was a little thing we had to make sure no matter it's clear. They pop. That's Bob. Initiating. It's just nice. This is so I took it's creepy flying around.
We got hit by. We didn't do that before. Creepy. Sorry.
I'm having a spot 100 feet above you. Just a little loudspeaker. Using these for our just to fly at night. No. Doing physics too. 1,000 feet right now. Just shows you how much puffing air.
You did that.
Oh well,
That's fine.
the bandwidth in here isn't great.
Yeah, we're at the end of the do a web map service.
Oh yeah. Does some of these lights turn off? So we
That's
don't.
what.
I feel like I can get it to work. Okay.
There was.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dr. Conley. I'm good. How are you?
Really
Let's cut that.
Today we have Brianna North and Zach 20 and 20 environmental.
Stands for Davies, I think.
Last name.
Yeah, yeah. For that.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you just take this weekly basis.
More or less.
All right, yeah, so we can about him, but Zachary Powers, he's actually my supervisor and the coordinator. We're with me, with a company called GHD. So who is GHD? And Global Markets of Water, Energy and Resources, by engineering, architecture. Again, this that of engineer or creating types of people who are actually, we're not exactly. I was going to so all of this all the detailed information.
Yeah, but
okay.
This is great. So
yeah, and that's what I touch on this in class, but if you're flying recreationally, to go through the remote also with public safety and government issues.
So it's very funny, but
I mean that I'm reading straight out the slide. He's a better person. If you guys move on to, and that's another, you move on to a career where your needs these. And again, at the bottom, all the information you need on that. Fly your drone under the FAA's small certificate from the FAA. This certificate flying drones. And then it gives a list of be in physical or mental condition to safely fly an exam and be able to pass it through the FAA to be licensed. So through together that slide, it's probably a little bit more information on the out there. One that we had actually looked at was really good study material, but actually when I went with that, and there's others out there where you can get the study material from, but the UAS section, it has study materials there. Local testing locations here in Little Rock is at this, and at Bear Aviation LLC, which is actually where I took mine, and I think you were reading.
Yeah, simplifying.
So I'll put
Play some of our existing service lines. So we do some emergency. So we were able to go up there and get this imagery. So if you were standing from the ground, you wouldn't hardly be able to see. Our department was using our live stream to help fight the fire. Kind of shows you some other functionalities. This was, I think this was in Alabama, but thing right here where you can just kind of fly over and then you know you can use your digitals. So we got this during this, and we were creating derailment, or we're showing some of our capabilities, and you know 150, 200 feet up in the air. See where the spill area is here, and optics. What you want to identify above that temperature, because the client was able to actually use this to do out there, and they can tell you that they have. So this is just general remote kind of situational awareness. You just need some kind of. This was out in site. We were just doing there. So we were just going out there and doing some videos of the islands down in islands and finding these off of a boat. And this was done. And this is him just kind of showing off his flight skills.
So come to home, or do you have to guide it in?
Well, you want to do that manually.
Good.
Great, but yeah. Yeah. So we'll show. Here is integration and how you know getting better visualization than well, and the clients, actually, it's not just cool. There is real life out. Here's the request for this. We've used a lot of thermal imaging, LiDAR, photogrammetry. I'm talking like keep giving off objects. Yeah. So we've got this is a solution, inspections and playing out to the carbon plume. So there's about 5 platforms that with fugitive sheening. So basically some oil that was stuff. So they're trying to identify. Not only just character or where the sheens were coming from, and they facility. There's no way to get into here but plane. You can see the mountains. Never been to Alaska, I advise it. So this is about a 20-foot high, but when it goes out, the tides are so extreme there that it goes way out. You need 20-foot tides. So from that, again, we'll talk about photogrammetry in a second. We use LiDAR to scan this beach. Thermal imaging to try to identify some of the sheens because we didn't see any sheen out in the water, so I can't really show you that, but we did with groundwater seeps so that they could sample them. And we said, well, we can help. Bear with me here. So this is actually stitched together. So you can see the trees back there and the water would be down here. And see these distinct black areas here, and here, and here. Fly through here and map it out and then get individual images of these. Their georeference and their radiometric, meaning you can pick out each individual. Okay, your seeps are here. Here are these coordinates. Go get them and sample all of those locations. And that's all because of drones, because you don't want to go out there and those big deal up over your waist. So some people in here have some experience with LiDAR, so talk about expensive. The LiDAR unit is and just for us to open up exactly and can or want to go. But you're only going to get 50 data points per square meter here, and it's unbiased. The unit that we use is similar to that. It's a 32 laser Velodyne. There's the drone. That's a DJI M600 Pro. It's a flying tripod. Very accurate. You can walk around with them. That's not a great image, but I'm going to kind of slide. You don't want to send a surveyor up there to survey that. That we did, you can kind of see where it come down and crash through the little road there. We can be stitched together while we're flying the LiDAR unit as well, so we're gathering both. Cool little guy right here where you have the actual imagery. Clients freak out when they see this kind of stuff, when they're used to seeing kind of sets us apart a little bit. But kind of a cross-section of the data that you might get, so you have your X, Y. From the trees and everything else as well, you're gathering everything, but you can also use this to do canopy studies. Okay, this is the kind of canopy, so you can use that to do like canopy or this kind of sub-canopy or something like that. So, previous photogrammetry, I didn't either. It's used in photography and surveying, so it's like a stitching thing. So if I was to go, basically build a 3D model.
The van, the university van,
Yeah.
fly around.
Program?
We've got Agisoft photos.
Okay. Well, so this is. It kind of works like your eyeballs do. I mean, you can images, not 2 separate images, but it's one, and it has a 3D in a picture here, right? If you can find, so it's kind of that same process. So if you only have, but if you keep adding images and keep sizable targets and putting them together and saying, okay, I can set the process depending on your file size. But if you're flying a drone and you're doing this, it didn't happen for a long time. But the photogrammetry, and you're taking all these pictures, all the pixels and the area that it's in, and your georeference. And I know if it looks like that in these different picture process, you can do surveys, but we can get like a half-foot accuracy. So let's say it's about this many cubic feet, and you can get pretty darn close. It works by, you have to have a definable kind of targets for. Like if you're just out in the desert and there's nothing but sand, that I can kind of use to piece all those things together. And then just real quick, ground sample distance and how high or how much. Sometimes your clients, if they're smart enough, they'll say, "I need to do." All right, so that's just a real quick. So I kind of started out doing some wetland science, continue to do it, but because it's different. Obviously the plant stuff, but we can still do to say that this plant community can fly out there and say that it tells a different story. I guess this goes to that here and destroy this wetland in order to clean up this little area where it's just sedge kinds of net environmental bit. This is a Pix 4D. So this is an example of what you were. This is that last one I showed you was just a 2D building. Let's see here. Here, that's the point cloud. So those are actual individual data. There you go. Get the 3D mesh, and you can kind of really get into this little guy here. So photogrammetry. There you go. volume cut. Yeah, it's probably over 2,000 images, and you would have had to do things like that in order to get this level of detail. I guess the hard part is knowing. Okay. Tools. So we have like the mid-continent, and we have the East Coast and the West Coast. It's just a group of nerds like, and so one of these tools that there's camera tracking is one of them, footage, and they're able to actually take this contamination where we have tons of data, fly it, and then our like an animator guy who takes these and these visualization tools, and it's kind of hard to see here, but there's you know, when you're able to visualize it like the regulatory agencies, you need to describe what's going on. Here is just a model that they did, and they can just, but yeah, just kind of, you know, whatever, structures and figures. So our visualization group up there, we'll get on for a minute. So this is, he actually has a, you know, make bigger, makes explosion model, train their people, little model, so on and so forth. Just built in his little model, but that's, you know, same thing with photogrammetry. So if you take a photo, just like that, boom. Kind of rolled through that really quick, but anybody can check that out. The program, and if they do get too screwed, builder, I'm no robotics guy. I do have a little drone shop. There's just a robotics person. They can come check out our drone shop. I have a fixed wing too, so these are called multi-rotor. We have an octocopter. I've taken it up once. No, the one I have is just like this different company. I think that might be just in things. Getting in lands is and they were a cool thing project. Wetlands. So we can also because and say top drone go from. Side tracking that I she gets. Also, no, these the industrial hygiene takes a lot. We're establishing it's pretty large wind construction farm without and it's 40 years. I'll keep it. We don't. It's kind of problem of our yeah.